Hello everyone. Okay, well this is how my obsession with Formula 1 began, with Formula 1 97, as we just watch me going around with a bit of practice here. Apart from a couple of times when I've played this game for review purposes, it's been quite a while since I played this game, so just getting a bit of practice in. I remember picking this game up in 1997 on my way home from work. I sat down in front of the television to start playing it at about 7 PM, and the next time I looked up it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and so my obsession with Formula 1 had begun. Okay, we're going to qualifying now, and as you can see, it's our favourite situation for any F1 driver. It's raining, and it's raining hard. As you can see, the rain effects are pretty spectacular for 1997 anyway, with lots of spray coming out the back of the cars, and it's really dark, as you can see. So all in all, not bad. Okay, what I've done is I've replaced the two drivers in McLaren who were in 97, Mika Häkkinen and David Coulthard, and I am now driving as Jenson Button, and my teammate is Fernando Alonso, who seems to be in front of me at this precise moment, holding up one of my hot laps in qualifying. Doesn't bode well, which of course they will be in 2015, teammates, so let's see how we go. Well, there's my first qualifying time. I'm in first position with a 1:46. It's a very slow time, but it is raining, and as I come back into the pits now, you can clearly see that some of the rooster spray from the back of the car had disappeared, so the track is definitely drying up. As we come into the superb 1997 pit lane, it's just the side of your car. Put on new tyres. I need a new front wing. I don't remember needing a new front wing, but I've got one anyway. Okay, and as you can see, the qualifying time in 97 was 1 hour, and I'm in first place at the moment. We skip forward about 25 minutes, and you can clearly see that the rain is completely dried up, and I am down to 22nd. So, can I get pole? Let's find out. We've got the Williams, which would be of Jack Villeneuve at the moment in first, and yes we have, with a 1:28.555. I've got pole position. So there's the final results. I'm in pole with Fernando Alonso in second position. So not a bad start for the first race.
That's taken him out of Australia.
So that's it. The time is up, and I have pole. So it's time to start the race. But no, in the last dying seconds, Mr. Eddie Irvine has beaten me to pole.
Welcome to Albert Park here in Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. The circuit itself is set in the middle of this beautiful park, surrounded by trees and encircling the central lake. Although only first used a year ago, the drivers seem to like the circuit. The blend of relatively fast straights and quick corners over its 3.3 mile length make for an exciting race.
Okay, we skip forward a little bit now. I'm going in for my pit stop. We're on lap 5. I've gone for a 2-stop strategy. It's a 20 lap race and this is my first stop. So we have 10 laps on board and on the slick tyres again. But as we come out, Mr. Alonso has undercut us. And he is now in first place. We are down to second position. Now there was none of this tyre malarkey in this game with your primes, your options and everything else. The tyres were made by Goodyear and Bridgestone and they came in 2 flavours. Soft and hard. And that was your lot. And of course the intermediates and the wets, although no, there was no intermediates in this game either. You went straight to wet tyres. So I'm now down to second position. Mr. Alonso has overtaken me while I pitted. We're on lap 6 now out of 20. We've got Michael Schumacher in third, Eddie Irvine in fourth, Hans-Harold Frentzen in fifth. And 6 is Williams number 1, which is actually Jacques Villeneuve, but because of licensing issues his name could not be used in this game, so he is known throughout as Williams number 1. Of course he wasn't number 1 because Damon Hill was world champion from 1996, but he took the quite bizarre decision to go to Arrows in 97.
Now he's in first place.
Okay, we're skipping forward a little bit now to lap 10. We're almost at the halfway point. I've got a car in front of me, I think that's just come out of the pits. I can't tell you what that car is. It's white, so it's one of 4. It could be a Tyrrell or it could be a Stewart. I think it could be a Stewart. Now, the driver and team combinations for 1997 were: the world champion Damon Hill was in the Arrows Yamaha. His teammate in 97 was Pedro Diniz. Yeah, I've got past that car now, and I think that was definitely a Stewart. Jack Villeneuve was in the Williams Renault, and his teammate was Hans Harold Frentzen. More cars passing now. Looks like a Tyrrell and a Stewart. The liveries of them cars in this game were very, very similar, so it's really difficult to find out what was what, because we're on lap 11. And in Ferrari we had Michael Schumacher and Eddie Irvine. As we come up behind a Benetton. Oh, and we've got a whole train of cars in front of us now. And as you can see, it is starting to rain. We're on lap 11. And you can see the little bits of rain underneath the front wheels there. And the little bits of spray, which indicates that soon we will have to come in for a pit stop. I've just passed a Prost, I do believe, and that is definitely a Tyrrell in front of me. Yes, it definitely is. Okay, for Benetton Renault we had John Alesi and Gerhard Berger. Then in McLaren Mercedes, which, as I said earlier, I have now replaced, we had Mika Häkkinen and David Coulthard as I come into the pits on lap 11 for my wet tyres. Very slippery as you come in. Now the pit stop is taking me in. Change to wet tyres. 10 laps of fuel should take me to the end. So that's the end of my pit stops. We're now into lap 12. It is raining quite heavy now. I've been overtaken by a Minardi. You don't hear that every day, but yes, I get past him again. Okay, for Jordan Peugeot you had Ralf Schumacher and Giancarlo Fisichella. For Prost you had Olivier Panis. As we skip forward a little bit again, I'm starting to lap all these back markers. That's definitely a Tyrrell. For Prost we had Olivier Panis and Shinji Nakano. Now, who have we got in front of us now? Can't quite make out who it is. With the spray coming off the back of these cars, it's very difficult. Ah, and that's another Stewart. Seems to be about 6 Stewarts in this race. So we've passed him, and as you can see, it's really, really raining now. As we come up behind a Jordan, which is either Fisichella or Ralf Schumacher. One of the two. Anyway, in Sauber we had Johnny Herbert and Nicola Lorini. In the Tyrrell we had Jos Verstappen and Mikko Salo. And in the Minardi we had Yukio Katayama and Jarno Trulli. As I get past the car there, I'm in first place on 41 seconds in front of Eddie Irvine. As we skip forward a little bit now, I'm still passing back markers. I do believe that was a Prost I just went past. And looks like another Tyrrell in front of me. And for Stuart Ford we had Rubens Barrichello and Jan Magnussen. And yes, for people who still follow Formula 1, that is his dad. As we're coming up now behind another car, it's another Minardi. Now also supposed to be competing in 1997 was the Lola Ford team, but unfortunately they never made it onto the grid in Australia. So just trying to lap some more of these back markers here. Yes, it's definitely a Minardi. We're on lap 14 now, out of 20. Not many more laps to go. Oh, and the Minardi has hit us. I put him under a little bit of pressure. Now this does happen in this game. If you come up behind someone and put a little bit of pressure on them, they will make a mistake, especially in the rain. He spun a little tiny bit and I whacked into him as I tried to pass this Sauber. Now luckily, although the wing does look a little bit damaged, it hasn't come off, which is very easy to do in this game. The front wing comes off with the slightest touch, but luckily we've got away with it. And still trying to get past this Sauber as we're on lap 15 now out of 20. We skip forward another lap now and we come up against some more back markers, and this one looks like a Benetton. Yes, it is. That's either a Lacey or Berger. And there's more. There's so many back markers. Now the trouble in this game was when the rain came down, for some unknown reason the AI of the cars went super slow. So I'm not actually this quick. It's purely because they slow down in the wet, and you can on a full lap race end up 4 or 5 laps ahead of second place. Now we've got a Williams, and I think that's Jacques Villeneuve, and he was very, very difficult to pass because they stick rigidly to the racing line, and in the wet if you over push it you can spin out, so we have to diligently bide our time to get past. On lap 17 now, going for the overtake. No, still sticking rigidly to the racing line. Let's have another go. No. I say it's very difficult to get past them. Now of course the Williams Renault in 1997. Am I going to do it? Yes, I've got past Mr. Villeneuve. The Williams Renault in 1997 was a far superior package to the McLaren. Even though I'm going for Frentzen. I'm going for Frentzen. No, can't do Frentzen. Even though towards the end of the season Williams did have a bit of a slump. Now, I think the last 2 or 3 races of the season the McLaren were getting very strong indeed, which was in preparation for their 1998 dominant display with Mika Häkkinen and David Coulthard, it has to be said, when straight out of the gate they just annihilated the competition. Still trying to get past Heinz Harald, and he spun, and my wing's off. I'm going to pit now. Now luckily I'm about, look, 1 minute 29 seconds in front of my nearest rival, so it's not been a total disaster. So I will still be out in front when I come out of the pits. So wet tyres going on, replace the front wing and the rear wing. So I come out now. We're on lap 17, lap 18 now. Not many laps to go until the finish of the race. Okay, we advance a little bit to lap 19. There's only 2 laps remaining now. And oh no! There it is. The dreaded fuel line failure. I'm out with just 1 lap to go. Well, there you go. First blood to Alonso. Round 2 Brazil, coming soon.